I'm going to tell you another crazy story. This one is entitled Wrong Number on my website, on my blog, my memoir blog, memoirofarecklessgirl.com. Anyway, this story begins with a wrong number and ends on Judge Judy. I won. It's okay. Here we go. So as long in our neighborhood, right next to our neighborhood on the north side of Brockton, there is a area called the Lithuanian Village, and it's like, a neighborhood. And there used to be 3 bars all on kind of the same corner, and one of them was the Lithuanian pub, and we called it the Lit. And it was kind of where you could find each other before cell phones, really, and those of us that can't keep a cell phone, one of them being my youngest son's father. And the thing about the Lit, and it is one number different from the local motorcycle clubhouse. And literally, okay, the area code is the same, the last 4 numbers are the same, and the middle numbers, the difference is 580 and 588. And I would have to remember it because before cell phones. Anyway, so I would always call the motorcycle clubhouse, and this guy would answer and say, blah, 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 clubhouse. And I remember a few times just being like, fuck, I was trying to find someone at the Lit. So, I was not living in Brockton. I had been away. I was doing really good, but once in a while I would look for my son's father, and just to make sure he was okay and stuff. He's living a different life than I'm gonna live again, but I'll always have love for him. I've known him a long time, 25 years. So and me and him we were like, he was like family to me before we had my son. We had already known each other 10 years. Anyway, sorry. So this one particular time I had trying to call the Lit and called the clubhouse, and this guy answered, and I was like, I've done this before. And he's like, you've done this for like 15 years. And he'd been living there for 25, much older than me. How old? I was 30 at the time, 30 something. Anyway, so we started talking, and we ended up on the phone for like 5 hours. We were just like, I don't know, we just got each other. And it started with him like kind of telling me about maybe a few times I didn't remember calling. And I guess we have chatted before. Anyway, so we just kept talking on the phone, and I was in school at the time. My youngest was in preschool, and I don't know, I guess I was just like sick of being lonely for a minute. Ultimately, other than this joke of a relationship, I was single mostly 12 years from up until I met my fiance. Anyway, sorry. So we just kept talking on the phone. Eventually we met each other, and he was not like exactly good looking, and I've dated a lot of really good looking guys. He was a lot older than me, like 24 years older than me. And but I just, that's not who I am. I don't need a GQ model, with no personality. I don't care. You know what I mean? I'll, whatever. I learned to love them. And, when I love someone, they're all I see. And you're beautiful to me. Anyway, so it was fast and, oh, wait, no, that didn't happen yet. So this one time he took me to Foxwoods and the casino, and he told me there that he was gonna propose to me, but he hadn't bought the ring yet. And but he was spoiled me at Foxwoods. It was awesome. We had fun. And I hadn't been away from my youngest son much at all up to that point, so even something like that, spending the night away, was crazy. But, oh, you guys, sorry about the noise. That's Leo chewing on his dogwood. And every time I try to record, he wants to be near me. So, sorry, back to the story. Anyways, so we went afterwards. He was like, oh, I guess we can go to a pawn shop and I'll just get you one at a local, there's pawn shops all around the casino. And I was like, yeah, but what if there's like bad juju on the ring? Like, I don't really want someone else's ring. And so we went to the mall closer to my house, and ended up being, I got talked into a gorgeous ring being almost kind of designed for me, and it was a lot, and it was more than he had, but he had the down payment and promised to pay the payments because he couldn't get the credit card, but I was approved and I wanted that ring. So we did it, and I put the ring in my name. He put the down payment, and we waited a long time for the ring. I got the ring. I introduced him to my family on Mother's Day one year. And he was saying he was sweating like a whore in church. He was a biker his whole life. His dad was a biker, I think. Like, he was always in a motorcycle club. So he was like, real rough around the edges, like, compared to like my family. And he used to say things like, oh my god, I just forgot. Oh, you'll be fine when the swelling goes down. Wrong-o, Mary Lou. Stuff like that. So I went with him. I wanted to be part of that whole biker life. And we went to the parties, and, I was an old lady, and I thought that made me important. And, but like, they had obligations. It was a big club, multiple states, and so if someone passed and there was a funeral, like, you had to, like, they rotated, and when it was your turn, you had to go. And then he'd come back whenever, and go wherever, and he wasn't able to talk about it. And I remember he missed my youngest son's graduation from preschool, and that was the same day they arrested Aaron Hernandez, the Patriot. And we went by his house to see all the press. There was helicopters. Sorry. Anyway, so I didn't really, and I'm an alpha female, and those are alpha males, and alpha females don't belong. And the women at the parties, all we did was like cook and then clean and serve people, and we didn't enjoy ourselves. It wasn't fun. I didn't like it. And then we were drinking a lot and getting in fights and like shot glasses flying across the like. So he lived upstairs in the clubhouse and downstairs was a bar. So yeah, it was a shit show. But anyway, ultimately we broke up, and I had the ring, but then I gave him the ring because I was mad and I think I was looking for a reaction or something. And now he had the ring, but the bill was in my name, but he was paying the bill. But then we were fighting and he was like paying late or whatever, and whatever. And he had the ring. So I'm like, give the ring back. And then at one point we're like, we'll put it in a safety deposit box, but we didn't trust each other. This all happened from April, and we were on Judge Judy in February, I think. Yeah. Or January. Anyway, so he had the ring. So then I'm drinking wine and I say, well, fine, fuck you, I'm calling Judge Judy. And I did. And I don't know what happened, but someone called me back the next day and I was like, and they said, you have to establish a real case in court. You have to sue him in court, to be able to get on the show. But it's a good story and we want you on the show. So it all happened really fast. I went and got the, I don't know. I maybe I'll save the Judge Judy story in detail. It's whatever. I got there late. My plane was late. There was a storm. Anyway, I won. I had to change in the bathroom at LAX at LA airport for the show and got ready that way, and it was a whirlwind. And I ended up in front of Judge Judy. We were only in front of her for like 3 minutes. Basically, it was, do you want the ring? He's like, yeah. She's like, well, then you have to pay for it. And that was it. And because I had said, I'm not going to talk about your bikey stuff if you don't talk about my drinking, because my drinking was a problem at the time. And that night, we decided to hang out together. We had been awake for a long, long time, like over 24 hours, and we decided to drink Tennessee whiskey, a bottle of it. And at one point, I wanted to smoke a cigarette, and he's like, you can't smoke in the room. And I was like, come on, there's a balcony. I'll smoke on the balcony. He's like, you're going to get me in trouble. Oh, my God. And then he locked me on the deck or something, and I was so mad, and I was a wicked button pusher. Okay, maybe still am. But I go, whatever, and I said, you big, bad, blah, 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 from his motorcycle club. And he got so mad, and we got in a big, bad fight, and I went to back to my hotel, and I cried for 2 days, so I didn't even see California. They flew me out, they flew me back, they, paid for the stay, food, everything. Yeah. And then we never talked. Well, we talked like twice after that, but that was it. I never saw him again. one of the last things he said was that I reminded him of the girl from, what is it? Dead Girl, or I can't remember what it's called. I think that's what it's called. It's a movie, and there's a part in the movie where they try to rob her and hit her over the head with something, and she ends up beating the crap out of both of them. He said that reminded him of me. That and the song Dirty Glass by Dropkick Murphys. Check it out. So that's a story. It all started with a wrong number.